We welcome you to the Rittenmeyer Center here in Whiting, Indiana on the Heartland Sports Network. This is a presentation of the CCAC women's basketball as the Calumet Crimson Wave welcome the IU South Bend Titans. Well, everybody, welcome to the broadcast this evening. Kyle Mathas here on the final women's basketball game that we'll have on the Heartland Sports Network for Calumet this season. It's been a long season starting all the way back on Halloween night, and it's crazy to think that this is the last game that we'll be doing before we get into the spring season. Baseball, softball, and men's volleyball will be starting, but we have one more game to go for the Crimson Wave, who are coming to this game 5-20, 2-16 in conference play. They're looking for a big win with 2 games remaining, including this game. They're on an 8-game losing streak at the moment. And then IU South Bend, the Titans, 19-7, 14-4. In conference play. They are coming off of a 2-game win streak over Viterbo and IU Northwest. They'll play Governor State the last game of the season, in terms of the regular season, on Saturday, just like Calumet. IU South Bend is battling for a CCAC regular season title and a tournament title, and Calumet is battling for some momentum in the next season. We'll find out what happens next. We'll have starting lineups coming up after this break. We welcome you back to the broadcast here at the Rittenmeyer Center after the national anthem. It's time to go through our starting lineups, which are presented by Calumet College of St. Joseph, a place where you belong. We'll start with the visiting Titans of IU South Bend. They come into this game, like I mentioned before, with a great conference record, 14-4, 19-7 on the season. They're being led by number 2, Brady Chambers, the sophomore from Linton, Indiana, averaging 13.1 points per game. Also starting is number 3, Aubrey Booker. She's currently 9th in the conference in points per game. Number 11, Kenzie Folks gets the start. She's 5th in the conference in free throw percentage, and she's had a great sophomore season and had a great freshman season as well last year. Number 22, Keely Hudson, the sophomore from Bloomfield, Indiana, gets the start as well. And number 34, Tinley Phelps, a senior transfer from Youngstown State University, leading the team in scoring, and she's also one of the best centers in the conference. She was NAIA third-team All-American 2 seasons ago as a junior. She's her 5th year this year. Now we'll take a look at the starting lineups for the Crimson Wave. Number 2, Jayana Smith will get the start, averaging 10.1 points per game. Number 10, Priscilla Diaz, the sharp-shooting three-pointer. And number 11, Divine Woods will get the start. Number 12, Melissa McCoy will also start today. Markeisha Pritchett is out today. And so is Maya Redmond. So number 25, Ariana Lemons gets the start. She's had a great run of form over the last couple of games, but Redmond out for this game. They think she might have fractured or broken her wrist in the game against Judson on Saturday. That's why she's out today. I know this team has been dealing with a lot of medical issues, so it's unfortunate that 2 of their good bench players are out today. But here we go. IU South Bend and Calumet, we're underway. The opening tip-off, I should say, is brought to you by Central Midwest Carpenters, starting every game on a solid foundation. And with that, we welcome Mason Waters to the broadcast booth. Good. You were doing the starting lineups, so it's good to have you back here.
It's great to be back. I'm excited to be back. We got some great games coming up. We got the men's senior night tonight, but right now we got to focus on the women's game versus IU South Bend.
Yeah, and a three-pointer by Phelps, by the way, who's standing at 5'11", and IU South Bend almost forces a turnover. Phelps has been so good, like I mentioned, third-team All-American in the NAIA last season, as Lemons gets that jumper to go. It's going to be interesting to see kind of how IU South Bend can work, because they're just so good in so many categories this season. And they're also battling for as high of a seed as possible in the CCAC tournament, as Aubrey Booker gets that three-point shot to fall from the corner.
I was watching Booker shooting pregame, and I think I saw her make like 10 threes in a row just through the net, and I was like, she's going to be an issue for them today if she gets hot.
Woods had an open shot, elected not to take it. Then Pritchett is blocked by Tinley Phelps. Well, I want to mention more about Tinley Phelps. Like I mentioned, she transferred from Youngstown State, which is actually she transferred from that school 3 seasons ago, but she actually broke the single-season record here at IU South Bend for the most points with 646 points as a junior. Three-pointer from the corner off the mark from Diaz. But she's first in the conference in field goal percentage, 5th in three-point percentage, 1st in free throw percentage, 8th in points per game, 5th in assists per game, 6th in rebounding per game. Just to name a few, as Calumet turns it over off the inbound.
Those are some stats you want to be at the top of for sure, though. Those.
Yeah. Well, another drive by Booker. She gets to the baseline. They work it around to Hudson. Keely Hudson drives inside on Smith. Kick it back out. Open three-pointer, right wing, won't go. First effort of the game by Kenzie Folks on that one, and she can't hit.
Looks like Folks has kind of got like her own fan section out there today, too.
Yeah. Here's a drive inside. Nice finish by Divine Woods. Divine Woods has had a couple of good games as of late as well. She just had 13 points against Judson on Saturday, and Divine Woods was actually mentioned as a CCAC Offensive Player of the Week nominee last week. That's going to be a foul. I think that might be on Smith, who's arguing her case already.
Got real quiet in this gym for a second.
I think everybody was trying to figure out who the foul was on.
Yeah.
I think they're actually going to call that on McCoy, as that one deflects out of play. It'll be a baseline inbound for the Titans.
But yeah, no, Divine Woods has been hot as of late.
Yeah.
Like, she has been on fire. I mean, it's kind of just at this point in the season, you're not going to make the tournament, but it's nice to see the growth throughout the season and going into next year. As
Hudson's off the mark. IU South Bend, 2 games. As there's a turnover by Woods and a good play by Kenzie Folks. But going back to the standings, IU South Bend and St. Xavier tied at 14-4. 2 games behind Olivet, 1 game behind St. Francis with 2 games to play. So Olivet would have to lose both of their games, and St. Francis would have to lose 1 of 2 for them to even have a chance to win the regular season title. But they can still do as good as they want in the CCSJ tournament. They've pretty much cemented that. But they are battling for a 3 seed or maybe even a 2 seed in the CCAC tournament when it starts in just a couple weeks. Here's McCoy. Kicks it to the corner, kicks it to Woods. Woods turns the ball over, and it's stolen away by Folks, outletting it to Booker. Booker's got a 3, make that 4-on-1, and Booker hits.
That is somebody you do not want to let be open or in the lane or in the corner at all. She is an offensive threat. And that is, like I said earlier in the game, that's not somebody you want to let get hot.
Yeah. Well, did you know, as that ball tipped out of bounds by Booker, IU South Bend is actually first in the conference in field goal percentage. Not only that, but they're 13th in the NAIA in field goal percentage. So they can shoot the ball at a pretty high keel.
Yeah, they can shoot the lights out of the ball, some people would say.
Pass over the top to Diaz, as we're going to see Erin Robinson check into the game for the first time. She comes in for Divine Woods.
It's nice to see her get going this late in the season.
Yeah. They try to go to Robinson, and that deflected out of play. We know Robinson was dealing with an injury for most of the season, so like you mentioned, it is good to see her being able to play late in the year. She is a junior, but honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if she might possibly just take a red shirt maybe if she was injured for most of the year.
Medical red shirt?
Yeah, medical red shirt, see if she gets an extra year of eligibility. Pump fake by Chambers. Back up top. Here's Phelps for 3, and she does not hit it. The long rebound goes to Chambers. Finds Phelps underneath. And, man, Phelps is difficult to stop when she's running downhill like that. She draws the foul.
She's a beast on the court, man.
Yeah.
She is just unstoppable sometimes. Our great SID Brandon Hall was telling me before the game, like, she's the main person you got to focus on tonight.
Yeah.
If you're CCSJ.
And she's got so many accolades. I mean, Youngstown State is it's no joke for sure. And she's got 4 early points. It's 11-4 IU South Bend. The question of the day is, can Calumet keep themselves in this game as long as possible? Her season high, by the way, for Phelps was 30-point performance just about 1 week ago against Olivet. Here's Lemons. A turnaround shot is halfway down and it comes back out.
That's an unlucky break there for the Crimson Wave and Lemons, who's possibly playing her final game here at the Rittenmeyer.
Yeah. As Booker's off the mark on that. She was honored, Lemons was, just about a couple weeks ago on an early senior day. As here's a nice shot, goes up and in for Brady Chambers. Like I mentioned, IU South Bend has to go up against Governor State, who's actually 1 game back from IU South Bend right now. That's going to be a huge game on Saturday. If both of those teams, IU South Bend and Gov State, win tonight, that could just decide who could be a 3, a 4, or a 5 seed in the tournament. That one's out of play. They're not going to call a foul off the ball. And Katie Hoffman's going to come in for Lemons.
Little miscommunication there again with Robinson. Not sure if she's on the same path because, like you said, she's been injured most of the season. So still working on that chemistry with some of her teammates.
I mean, it's difficult to be working on that chemistry when the season's almost done.
Yeah.
You're supposed to be working on that earlier in the season, and she was out, so she couldn't. It's a tall task for Robinson.
Yeah.
Here's Hudson. Hudson gets it inside to Phelps. Phelps just bodies Offman off the ball. It's not really a fair matchup. Phelps 5'11", Offman 5'5". And also Offman is a freshman. Phelps is a fifth-year senior.
Yeah, it's a very tall task for Offman to guard Phelps today. A lot of experience versus basically one season under her belt.
McCoy's 3 won't go. Well, Coach Davidson was talking to the ref saying that should have been a charge on Phelps. Spinning inside his Chambers. That shot rolls in.
This offense is South Bend,
17-4 lead. This is the last game of the season in the Rittenmeyer Center for Calumet, at least for the women's team, because they'll play a road game on Saturday against Mount Mary in Milwaukee. Here's Smith. He picked up her dribble, gets it to McCoy, and a nice scoop shot for McCoy.
Nice pass there from Smith to McCoy to get the easy lay to kind of try and stop this run that IUSB's been on.
IU South Bend just getting a win over IU Northwest in the Battle of IU, which is what they called it on their own website. Here's a pass underneath and a turnover by IU South Bend. Well, we're about 6.5 minutes into this one. 17-6 lead for the Titans. We'll be back after this break on the Heartland Sports Network. We welcome you back. 17-6 is the lead for the Titans of IU South Bend over Calumet. Steve Bruce is the head coach for the IU South Bend Titans. 18th season as head coach, 10th season as athletic director. He won the CCAC Coach of the Year back in 2023, and they won the CCAC tournament that year as well.
He's been doing this for a long time.
And he was also, interestingly enough, an assistant coach at Valparaiso University when they won 2 conference titles and made 2 March Madness tournament appearances. Not only that, but he also played football at Ohio Wesleyan University, so he's just somehow football got to basketball, and here he is. Here's Smith off the steal. McCoy for 3, off the mark.
Speaking of football, Smith kind of mossed one of the IU defenders there.
Wow, and then gets underneath and hits the nice shot. So Smith is on the board with her first 2 points.
She's been a breath of fresh air for the team this year.
Yeah.
For the CCSJ women's team. She's brought good energy and good play to this team.
I mean, she has been a huge, like you mentioned, a huge part of the team. 3rd in the conference in assists per game. 4th in rebounds per game and steals per game, 5th in blocks per game. She just is top 10 in multiple categories. As Booker's shot won't go. Offensive rebound pulled in but stripped out by Divine Woods. Ashley Schramm just checked into the game, the junior. And she's tall as well. I mean, she's 6'3". From Tipton, Indiana.
And you see CCSJ kind of running this small ball lineup right now.
Yeah. Also, Lizzie Graham, number 14, number 15, Ava Grant, also checking into the game for IU South Bend.
Looks like number 1, Lindsay Arcella, is the freshman out of Andrean High School. So local.
Yeah, I mean, we know that high school does well with their sports. That shot won't go for Ava Grant. Smith keeps it in. Nice play by Jayana Smith.
Great play by Smith to keep it alive there. Toe tapping like a receiver there, too.
Yep. Woods to Robinson, and Aaron Robinson gets her first 2 points of the game. Calumet has 5 different players that have scored their first 10 points. There's a near turnover. Divine Woods almost pushed over. They'll call that a backcourt violation on Arcella. And a turnover by IU South Bend. I wanted to mention just how this team doesn't turn the ball over too much. Just under 15 turnovers per game. And a timeout called by IU South Bend. They lead 17-10. We'll take a 30-second break and be back after this. Welcome you back after the timeout, which is brought to you by Doc's Barbecue. Take a moment, let it simmer. Coach Jim Davidson, his 3rd season. His coaching career, kind of like Coach Bruce, spans a long time, 35 years for Coach Davidson. And he actually played sports in college as well. He played baseball for Purdue. Here's Smith for 3. Money. Wow, Jayana Smith has not shot many three-pointers. That's her second made three-pointer of the season.
And
right
Divine
there.
Woods get the steal. CCSJ is kind of on a heater right now.
Yeah, a three-pointer would go along. Offman's going to take a three to try to make it a one-point game. It won't go. Robinson grabs the rebound. Here's McCoy, pump fakes, gets inside, puts up the layup. Oh, it's off the mark. That would have cut it down to 2 had she made that. I think they might have called a foul on Woods,
I think it's going to be a call on Woods there.
4 more players for IU South Bend set to check back in. Hudson, Folks. Going to see Chambers as well, and Tinley Phelps. Graham, Grant, Schramm, and Keeley Hudson's going to, excuse me, not Keeley Hudson. I think Arcella came out as well. So the starting 5 back in the game for the Titans, who only lead by 4. Drive inside, nice finish through contact for Folks.
Just great defense, but an even better scoring play.
Yeah. I wanted to mention about Jayana Smith's three-point shot. She was 1 for 10 from 3. Before this, she just does not try three-pointers. She's more of a player that drives into the paint, takes layups. That's her second made three-pointer. What a time to do it in the last game at the Rittenmeyer Center this season.
You got to go out with a bang.
Yeah, exactly.
She's had a really good season, and why not cap it off at home right now?
Yeah, and she could definitely be in contention for maybe second team, all conference for sure.
She should be.
Drive inside by Chambers. Offman, good defense. Offensive rebound by Phelps. She won't hit. Rebound pulled in from Smith. Remember, she's top 5 in the conference in rebounds per game, and she turns it over, though.
And Smith
the ball just slipped out of her hands.
Smith is just so fast with the ball in her hand, too.
Yeah.
Very shifty also.
What a pass from Hudson finding Folks. My goodness, she put it right in the breadbasket. Kind of looking like Sam Darnold a little bit in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, not like Drake May.
Not at all.
Here's Offman. Kicks it to Divine Woods. Woods gets to the elbow, puts up a shot, it's off the mark, rebounded by Booker. And with 16 seconds to go in the first, this has been a super fast first quarter.
Yeah. About a very fast-paced action.
Yeah, and IU South Bend doesn't have a shot clock. Kick it outside. Booker, a 3 straight away. And it won't go. Rebound tipped around, and it's going to not go out of play. They'll get up a shot at the buzzer, and Folks almost made that one to end the quarter. 1 quarter down, 21-13. IU South Bend in the lead over Calumet. We'll be back after this break on the Heartland Sports Network. Coming back, the start of the second quarter. That was our Power South Hydration break. Fuel up, stay strong, stay powered. Kyle Mathas joined by Mason Waters here. Let's take a look at some of the leading scores for the first 10 minutes. For IU South Bend, they're being led by Tinley Phelps and by Kenzie Folks. 6 points each. Aubrey Booker has 5. For Calumet, 5 points for Jayana Smith. And 2 points for 4 different players. McCoy, Lemons, Robinson, and Woods.
You know who I really feel like we haven't seen much of that first quarter? Priscilla Diaz.
Yeah.
I feel like we didn't see much of her.
Well, I think she got taken out of the game early for Aaron Robinson. Hasn't been put back in until now as Woods can't hit the shot. They get their own rebound, and Woods puts it up and in.
I like the fight that CCSJ is putting up early, though.
Yeah, that was Lemons also in there with Woods.
They want to completely derail the Titans season right now.
Yeah, this could really be a derailer. Imagine you lose a game against a team that you're expecting to beat right before the conference tournament starts as Phelps gets that one to go.
It was great defense by Lemons, but Phelps is just a monster in the paint.
Yeah, 8 points for her. She leads the team. Here's Diaz, like you mentioned, freshly checked into the game. He's a great three-point shooter for Calumet. Woods swings it up top. A little bit of an errant pass pulled in by Smith. Smith fouled that is a foul by Folks. She doesn't like it, but she was definitely fouling Smith on that one.
Folks not happy with the call. You see her looking around, grabbing her, making a fist, but you got to lock back in right now and just focus and try and get that steal.
Long pass to Smith. Gets it inside and a turnover, looking for Lemons, and look at Phelps acting like a point guard except for the pass, and it's turned over. But she was dribbling it up like Steph Curry for a second there.
Yeah.
And usually centers aren't meant to be able to dribble like that.
She's listed as a guard on the roster.
Yeah.
but I did announce her as a center. So.
Well, it's interesting because against IUN on Monday, this team only had 2 days of rest compared to Calumet getting 4. But she only had 11 points, which wasn't even the leading scorer, as Lemons gets a nice shot. Doesn't matter, though, because IU South Bend beat IUN by almost 20 points, 19. So I guess it didn't matter because other players had big games like Ava Grant off the bench with 16 and Aubrey Booker had 18. Sometimes you just get contribution from players you don't expect too much.
Literally took the words out of my head there. I was just about to say sometimes you're going to get help from places you never know you needed help from.
Chambers with a nice shifty move. She's up to 6 points.
Sometimes your star player doesn't need to be your star player that game.
I mean, there's been points this year. I think you'd say Jayana Smith is the star, and she hasn't been the leading scorer sometimes. Sometimes it's been Woods. Sometimes it's been Diaz. Sometimes Lemons. Here's Robinson. That shot with her left off the mark, tipped out to Smith. Elbow jumper. Off the mark on that one, rebounded by Folks. And Divine Woods has got to be careful here because referees have been keen to call fouls when players are pressing like that. Nice pass by Phelps.
That was a great pass.
Finding Hudson. She's on the board now with 2. But one of the things that you could say with Phelps is that she kind of reminds you of some of the centers in the NBA, like Nikola Jokic, who can make three-point shots. She can pass the ball great, but she can also go down and make some crazy shots in the paint.
I was going to say, I was talking to Brennan Hall again, and he was like, yeah, she kind of plays like Jokic a little bit. She can control the floor. She can be kind of that floor general you're looking for, but for a center, you never really get that, I feel, especially in the NAIA. You never get a center like that, but it's nice to see.
Yeah, Chambers travels, as Woods had some good defense. McCoy will come in for Robinson, but I'm surprised Divine Woods is staying in the game. She came up limping after the last defensive possession, and she was wincing, and she still kind of is. But they're going to keep her in the game for now. She looks to be okay.
Coach Davidson might just not have the depth right now to afford it.
As Diaz, miscommunication with Smith, but remember, Markeisha Pritchett is out today. Bree Kidd is about to have back surgery in a couple weeks, so she probably won't play, you'd imagine. And Maya Redmond is out with a potential, or with an injury, I should say, to her wrist from the last game against Judson on Saturday. So a lot of the depth that this team has on the bench is out with injuries, so they'll have to go with their starters for most of the game.
Which is tough on them because this is it's a very long game, ultimately, and you got to play fast-paced, very high-energy basketball.
Lemons is fouled by Phelps. Excuse me, they're going to say that's on Folks. It's going to be her second. I'm not sure if they just mistaked. So Folks is unlucky on that one. I saw the foul on Phelps. That would have been Phelps first. Now Folks picks up her second this early. Still 6.5 to play in the first half. Working it up top to McCoy. Here's Smith. Diaz, that's a 3. Money. Priscilla Diaz from 3 from the right corner. That three-pointer brought to you by Tech Credit Union. They're the better option for your financial journey. I talked about it before during the starting lineups. Priscilla Diaz is a three-point sharpshooter, and she shows it right there.
Yeah, no, that's another person for the CCSJ team you don't want to let get hot like Jayana Smith. When Diaz gets hot from that corner, I don't want to say it's game over, but it's going to be very hard to stop her.
Phelps comes up just short on the layup. Here comes Smith. They have numbers, Calumet. Here's Woods, and she gets it to go, and there's a little bit of contact there, too. But Woods is up to 6 points, and she leads the team.
CCSJ putting up a great fight right now to keep this game in 5 points right now.
Yeah. Oh, what a move. Nice move by Folks. Kenzie Folks is having a pretty good game. She only had 6 points against IUN. I bet she was mad about that. Didn't think that she scored enough.
She already beat that today.
Timeout call by Coach Davidson. So we'll take a break. 29-22. IU South Bend on top, trying to get a big win before the end of the season. We welcome you back. 29-22 lead. 12 turnovers for Calumet so far, 5 for IU South Bend. But Calumet is out-rebounding the Titans so far.
This has been a very entertaining game so far. Very high-paced and very action-filled so far.
Yeah. Kyle Mathas joined by Mason Waters. We have one more game coming up tonight. Calumet men's basketball. will be playing later tonight in their senior night. Oh, nice cut by Smith. Bounce pass to Lemons. Lemons comes up short. Offensive rebound by Smith. And Smith can't hit the shot, but it was a great-looking inbound play for Calumet.
You need to hit that shot if you're Jayana Smith right there.
And she was mad at herself for it. They want to ISO. Diaz going up against Phelps. This is not fair. And Diaz, the most she can do is foul. So we're going to see Offman come into the game for Lemons.
Very interesting matchup there between Diaz and Phelps. Phelps, as we said, standing at 5'11". Priscilla Diaz is 5'3".
It's not a fair matchup.
Not a fair matchup,
The most
really.
Diaz could do in that instance is just foul, and she did. Chambers for three. Off the mark. She knew it was off. She started running towards the shot. Here comes Smith. Bounce pass to Woods. What a pass. A lot of contact. No foul. Smith grabs the board. Kicking it up top to Diaz. Offman's going to pump fake. Drive inside. Puts up the shot. And it won't go. I bet Divine Woods is furious about that. There was a lot of contact on Woods from Folks, which would have been Folks' third. Not only would that have sent Woods to the line for 2 free throws, but also Folks would have been in foul trouble.
Already. If Phelps is playing very aggressively and very physical, you could tell when they try to reach in to get those steals, she kind of just throws her shoulder at him.
What a pass from Phelps, though, finding Booker for the bucket.
Yeah.
9-point lead for IU South Bend. This is where they've been for the most part today. But they want to extend it and put this game to bed early. Diaz a 2. Money. Priscilla Diaz a long 2-pointer. But she has started off this game pretty well. She went on the bench for a little bit, but she's come back in and scored 5 big points.
Maybe needed to light that fire under her.
Yeah. Chambers a floater. Off glass won't go. Offensive rebound by Chambers. Tipped out by Diaz, picked up by Smith. It's almost kicked by Phelps. Smith goes the other way and goes coast to coast. 31-26. You can hear the Calumet bench getting loud right now.
As we said, if IUSB loses this game, this could derail their season.
It really could, because they got a big game against Governor State on Saturday. They might be looking too far ahead at this point. They might be focusing on that game before this game even finishes. Phelps almost traveled, gets it out to Booker. 9 seconds on the shot clock.
Great
Here's
defense
Folks.
by CCSJ.
Folks with a tough shot. Good defense by Diaz. Folks wanted a foul. Smith needs a sub. She was signaling to the bench for a sub, and then Diaz passed her the ball instinctively, and she shook her head like, no, I don't want it. I'm tired. Smith needs help. She picked up her dribble. She's got to get the ball out quickly, and she does, but it's turned over. Chambers gets the steal. Bounce pass to Booker. Booker pump fake, puts up the shot, and won't go.
Good defense there by Smith. Yeah, she is tired. She's just...
Here's Diaz. Nice move, shake and bake. Here's Diaz. Needs help. Smith, it's almost a 4-on-5 right now because Smith can hardly get up the court, but Woods with a nice move splits the defense.
Great play there by Divine Woods to kind of, like you said, just sneak in there and get that bucket. It is a 3-point game now.
Well, it's making IU South Bend mad as Smith gets a steal. She's exhausted out there, and she still gets the steal. Here's Smith going coast to coast, puts up the shot and gets it to go.
It is a 1-point game.
IU South Bend is furious right now. There's been some things that have been said from their bench that I could tell their players are mad that this is a close game. I don't think they expected it to be this close.
I'm loving it.
Yeah, Calumet and their fans are the only people that could say, hey, this game's going to be close. There's a pump fake by Grant.
Diaz playing good defense.
This is a whole new Calumet team we haven't seen yet. Here's Phelps with a shot that's off the mark, and Calumet can take the lead with 1:15 to play in the first half. Bounce pass to Woods. Woods takes it baseline. Picks up her dribble, kicks it up to Diaz. Smith still needs a sub. Aaron Robinson's going to check in for her as Diaz hits the shot.
Takes the lead.
That's a
with
2.
a minute to go in the before halftime. My goodness.
That's a long 2, though, but it's 32-31. How did it get to this point? What a run for Calumet.
You love to see it.
The scoring run is brought to you by Powering Indiana. Count on Powering Indiana whenever you need electricity. A foul there. I think that one's going to go on McCoy. Or, excuse me, Diaz. But finally, Smith gets a sub. She was out there for at least 3 minutes just pleading for a stoppage, and she just didn't get one. 48 seconds after the foul. Gets it up top to Ava Grant. Kicking it to Arcella. Here's Grant again, up top to Phelps. 13 on the shot clock. They don't need to be in a rush yet, but Phelps might take it herself. Three-pointer, Ava Grant. Money.
Oof.
Three-pointer from the corner for Ava Grant. And the bench getting loud for IU South Bend now.
That's what you need right now if you are IUSB.
McCoy needs help getting the ball across the timeline, and she does. Kicks it to Lemons. Pump fake. Puts up the shot. A lot of contact, no call. Robinson tips it to Diaz. What a shot.
Oh, my goodness. What a play from Robinson to Diaz.
What a play. We're going to get a foul. Diaz called for the foul. That's her third. We take a look at this play. Look at the rebound from Robinson.
Hustle
Jumps
play.
to keep it in. Diaz is there. And a nice bank off glass.
Hustle play there by Aaron Robinson.
Yeah. 10 seconds to go in a tie game. This is the first half, not the end of the game, but it feels like it. Here's Folks. And she gives IU South Bend a lead at halftime. Calumet will not get a shot off, and that does it. Kenzie Folks says, enough of this. Let me just do it myself real quick. 10 points for her at the break. 9 points for Diaz and 8 points for Woods at the break. And actually 9 points for Smith as well. We'll have more halftime stats when we return. 36-34. IU South Bend leading it over Calumet at the halftime break. We'll be back for some halftime stats after this.